Good Sunday afternoon, happy crafters. Today we're going to work on the second half of our card set. This was the cover that we made in video 1. It's a cover that holds 5 envelopes and 5 matching cards. Look for part 1 if you didn't find that one. This is the Birthday Fiesta stamp and die set from Stampin' Up, and we're getting near the end of May. It's only for sale until the end of May, and it's retiring, so you need to grab that while you can. It has this cute alpaca and some flags and flowers, and I really wish they wouldn't do away with it. This one has gotten dirty while I've been waiting to finish the set. I've laid something sticky on it, so later when I'm not on the video, I'm going to get an eraser and see if that will remove this adhesive. Otherwise, I guess I'm stuck making a new one. But that's that, and if you recall, this was from the other set, but this is what the another set I already made, and this is what your cards are going to look like. So you will have the crumb cake card set, which is from Stampin' Up. You can just buy the cards and envelopes already done, and I have taken my corner rounder, and I have, this is the Stampin' Up Project Life corner rounder. I've rounded the corners here. Then I have layered the Dapper Denim. That's going to be the base layer on top of the crumb cake, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I've rounded those corners. And then the next layer is going to be the Whisper White, which is 3 by 4 1/4. If you'll cut them those sizes, you're going to be good to go. I already did this video once. I gave you the wrong sizes. I'm redoing it, and you'll see what happened. I gave my own self the wrong sizes. But this is what your finished card is going to look like, more or less. There were a couple little faux pas in here. That's why we're redoing. So let's get going on this. The first thing I'm going to do, you may want to stop the video if you have already, if you haven't already cut your pieces. You may want to stop the video and do that so that we'll be together. And what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and begin stamping on the Whisper White layer. I really like the Whisper White cardstock because it's white. Some other cardstocks you buy, you get them home, and they're not as white as you thought. So it's really good to have a very white piece of cardstock. And I'm going to use that layer. What I'm doing with this, I have flowers from the Birthday Fiesta set. And let's see which ones those are. That's this one and this one. And where's my little one? He's gotten away from me. Let's see if I put him back in the box already. No, he's not there. Okay, there's one more, and it's small, and it's gone missing. And then what I did was I took this Bloom in Love set. I actually used a different one in the first set that I made for you. I used other flowers, but when I reached, I grabbed this one and I said, oh gee, look at this. It has leaves and it has smaller flowers and it has little, I guess, seeds sticking out. So that would fill in some space, which is all we need this to do. We just need some flowers for your alpaca to walk in, I suppose. So I grabbed these from that set. And that's what we're going to be using down at the bottom. Now the inks we're going to use today, or well, I should say the inks I have out. I don't always use every single one on every single card. I have Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mambo, Dapper Denim, which I'll definitely use because it helps to tie in with the Dapper Denim cardstock, So Saffron, and Peekaboo Peach. So those are the colors I'm going to be using, and I will speed up the camera because you don't need to watch me stamp, and I'll be back in a moment. Now, you're going to notice that some of my flowers have run off the page and others have run over each other. I'm good with that because this helps to sort of anchor the garden, so to speak. And so we're going to leave it just like that. And now I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to stamp the banners. Now the first one to put down is, when you use these clear stamps, they're easy to bend around. So you can curve it as much or as little as you want to. You can just make it straight if you want to. And this one, if you're using a MISTI, this one doesn't sit upright for the MISTI. So I take a magnet and prop it up on one side and use my hand a little bit on the other side so that it'll stick. Whoops, I forgot to remove the flowers. You're always going to see my mistakes. I only edit out things that are going to make you waste a bunch of time while I'm babbling about something unimportant. But as far as stamping wrong and trying to figure out how to correct it, I figure if you watch it, that will just help you. And so I'm going to, whoops, that moved. That's no good. We may have a mistake right now. All right, well, I'm going to say close enough because I don't really think that's going to be a problem. And, well, maybe it is. I didn't see all this ink up here. Let's see how this goes. So the next thing you want to do on that one is put your flags. Now that little band, the triangular band that's around his neck, I actually used that in one instance. I'll show you. I used that in the first set of cards that I made. I used it as a flag. And then this time I decided to go ahead and use the more square flag. So that's the one we're going to put on at this time. Okay, so I'm happy with those results. And let's move on to the heat embossing on the little banner. Now your banner came from the Banners for You die set, and I've cut that out. And as you saw, what I did with this one, this sort of mistake one, is I took the edges that have come up with a couple other colors and I just fanned them out underneath it. You can do that or not. And I'm using a hello, and I'll put on the screen. Yes. This is from Banners for You. It's the same, it's the matching stamp set to the dies, and they have a for you and a thanks and a hello and an enjoy, all of which match or fit on this particular banner that I'm using today. There are other banners, but this one is nice because it just fits beside of our alpaca and in between all the other things we've put on. And then I've embellished with a couple of the enamel dots. So let's go ahead and heat emboss that now. And the way I'm doing that today is I'm using Versamark, which is clear, and then I'm using a white embossing powder. And I think I will go ahead and use my MISTI for this, just because if I happen not to get it exact, or if there are missing little portions, you know how this goes, missing portions of the word, then I can go back real easily, line this back up, and restamp it exactly where it was. And the reason you see the two lines already drawn there and I fit it between them is because earlier today I did this other one that's a mess, and I drew these two lines and fitted it right there just in case I have to go put it back. Now you can of course say, oh, it was at 3 1/4 inches by whatever. I'm not going to remember that past 10 seconds from now. There's my hello. Okay, so make sure you... Alrighty, so I've got my banner in place and I've got my hello, and I'm going to ink it up with Versamark, which is very sticky. Be sure and wash your hands or use a wet wipe if you're touching your Versamark. And that looks pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss it. I have my white embossing powder already out from earlier when I was working on another one. So there it is, and I'm just going to speed this up and go ahead and heat my... Alrighty, there's my hello, and it's ready to stick on. So here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and put down my sentiment, maybe with a couple of or maybe not, I'm not sure. I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some adhesive on the back. And I'm sticking mine down a little over to the right because my, and it's okay if it hangs off because remember we have those other 2 layers behind it. I'm going to stick it a little over to the right because his head is going to be over on this side. And then I'm going to apply a couple of enamel dots on either side. You can do there are dots, hearts, and stars in this set. Okay. Now let's put some adhesive on the back of this layer. And let's go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of the Dapper Denim layer as well. We could layer up that one first, and then put the white on top of the Dapper Denim. I will usually do it this way instead of trying to layer things up and then add decorations, because you just never know. So there's that layer. Here is our Whisper White. Now, I'm happy with all of the things we've done to it so far. I do like a little dimension with the alpaca, so I'm going to go ahead and pop him up by using some of the dimensionals. And I want to show you a trick. Earlier today I used up all but one dimensional, so I'm going to put that one back there, and then I'm going to take my scissors and just cut out these little bits. In fact, one of them that's small will be perfect for his head area because his head is kind of narrow. So don't throw away your edges. Go ahead and save these and use them for the same thing. Why would you throw them away? They're adhesive, right? And that's what you need. In fact, that big wide corner is really nice right there. So do that and peel off your backing and stick on your alpaca. And there's your first card. So I won't make you watch while I finish all the other cards. I'm sure that now you can go ahead and finish your cards. Feel free to put several sentiments in the set. I'm sure whoever you're giving it to would love to have more than one card for different occasions. And I hope that you'll use the links below if you need to order any of these items. That's what helps me stay online. I appreciate you so much watching, and take care, and I'm going to see you again soon. Bye-bye.